What is up, guys? Toss a coin here. Today we're diving into the best weapons for each biome in Valheim. I've done this video before, but I've been asked to update it, and many of my opinions have changed. Due to many requests, I will also be including secondary weapons that should accommodate the primary weapon for each biome. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated with my latest content. It really helps the channel out. Now let's get right into it. First up, we have the Meadows. It's the easiest biome, perfect for experimenting without too many consequences. The best weapon in my opinion has to be the fine wood bow, hands down. Fine wood bow is fairly easy to make, maybe even easier than the crude bow, which isn't very accurate. The fine wood bow will be useful across several biomes and is easy to upgrade. To get the fine wood bow at the Meadows level, you can knock normal trees into birch and pine trees to get core wood and fine wood. You can also enlist a troll's help or deconstruct shipwrecks along the shore for fine wood. Your secondary weapons that you're going to make sure you have is the flint axe and club. The flint axe is essential for chopping trees, and the club is a great early game weapon, especially since maces are one of the best weapon trees in the early game. Honorable mentions is going to be our flint spear. There is a reason speedrunners use it pretty often. It's quick to make, spammy attacks, and can be thrown to make hunting easier. Next up, we move to the dark forest. Bronze farming can be a pain, so we want weapons that are worth our time. The best weapon for this biome has gotta be the stag breaker, which doesn't require any bronze, by the way. This weapon is a must-have for its crowd control and ability to damage enemies through walls and crypts and dungeons. It also offers excellent knockback against gray dwarves. For the secondary, you're going to make sure you have your bronze axe and your fine wood bow from the Meadows. The bronze axe is crucial for farming core wood and fine wood, and the fine wood bow should be maxed out in this biome for handling trolls. Also, I would recommend maxing your wooden club from the Meadows to get ready for the swamp. Honorable mentions are going to be the Abyssal Razor and the Torch. The Abyssal Razor is a personal favorite that can carry you all the way to the plains. However, it is only worth getting if you come across some Leviathans. The Torch is another excellent early game weapon, purely due to the fact that it scares away gray dwarves whenever you have it pulled out. Third, we have the Swamp, which is a biome that literally requires some form of a mace. Your maxed out wooden club and stag breaker should hold you over until you get to the best weapon of this biome, which has gotta be the iron mace. The iron mace is essential for biting bone mass. Don't max this weapon out, don't waste the iron, as you'll replace it soon after the swamp. For your secondary, you want to have the huntsman's bow and the bronze axe. This bow should be maxed by the time you leave this biome. It's arguably the best bow in the game. If you need an explanation, just watch my best bow video, link will be in the description. As for your bronze axe, upgrading it isn't really necessary unless dealing with abominations constantly, which can be handled with fire geysers or bonfires. Honorable mention for this biome has got to be the iron sledge. This weapon isn't mandatory and is kind of expensive, but it will make your dungeon crawls through the crypts go faster than just having a stag breaker. Next up, we have the mountains, which has lots of annoying enemies that are best to just handle with a bow. The best weapon for this biome is going to be the huntsman's bow. The huntsman's bow is ideal for all of the flying enemies. You can also see most enemies from pretty far away, and it is best to just take them out before they even get to you. For your secondary, you're gonna want Frostner and the iron mace. Frostner is excellent for the frost caves if you want to try to get your Fenris set. It is also a good option to slow down wolves if you are struggling against them. The iron mace should be used for anything your Frostner will struggle against, like maybe the golems. Our honorable mention is the Draugr's Fang. I think the huntsman's bow is a much better option. You can save your silver, but sometimes looking cool is important, and I respect that. I think the huntsman's bow is a much better option at this point in the game. The Draugr's Fang uses way more stamina, it doesn't have that much more damage, and it is going to use up your precious silver, which you're going to want to hold on to for maxing out your Frostner. However, looking cool is important, and that's why it makes honorable mention. This leads us to talk about the plains, which, honestly, again, the best weapon for the plains is going to be the huntsman's bow. Its low sound radius makes it ideal for avoiding pulling large groups of enemies. You will be able to slim down fooling camps before you even have to engage them in melee. For secondary, we're going to have our Frostner, but we're going to want to pick up the porcupine and the black metal axe. Frostner is good for kiting enemies and also needed for the boss fight in this biome. I recommend porcupine for just about everything else as long as you're comfortable kiting the enemies, and then the black metal axe is going to be needed to farm wood in the Mistlands. Our honorable mention is going to be the black metal Atgear. It's good, but not essential as enemies usually come in manageable groups. The Atgear is also a little stamina hungry, but you won't find find a better weapon for killing locks up close. For our 6th biome, we are at the Mistlands, which introduces many unique challenges such as the mist itself, elevation, and damage-resistant enemies. The best weapon is actually best weapons, because we're going to be taking the Carpus Spear and the Demolisher. We drop our bow in favor of the Carpus Spear because we cannot reliably engage enemies at distances the bow prefers thanks to the mist. The Carpus Spear is great for fighting y'all. There is not a weapon I can think of that kills them quicker. You just get under them where they can't attack you and chuck that spear. It is also great for cheesing the dungeons in this biome because you can just stand at the edge of the entrance and chuck your spear down at the bugs. The Demolisher is going to share the best weapon slot because it is excellent for dealing with ticks. No other weapon is as reliable for getting them off of you. It is also great at mine clearing because it can hit through walls, and also for dealing with large groups of low health enemies. For our secondaries to complement our spear and demolisher, you're going to want Frostner or Mistwalker for melee. I would enter with Frostner and eventually replace it for Mistwalker, as it's just a better Frostner. For my magic users, as this is the biome that introduces magic, the Staff of Protection and the Staff of Embers are easily the 2 best staffs in this biome, and honestly all you need. Honorable mention is the Arbalist. The Arbalist is great if you do not like the spear at all. It comes with a decent knockback and uses very little stamina to reload. By the way, please, Iron Gate, let the Arbalist stay loaded if I stow it on my back. Finally, we reach the Ashlands. The best weapons for this biome is going to be Nidhogg Thundering or the Stormstar. Honestly, any weapon that takes the Iolite gem for an enchantment. These weapons excel with their chain lightning and damage proc, which some enemies in the Ashlands seem to be weak to. I put these weapons above the Berserker axes due to the ability to run a shield. For your secondary, we're going to be replacing our Black Metal Axe with the Berserker axes with your preferred enchant. For my magic users, Troll Staff and Staff of Wild seem to be what I think are most worth it. Your other options that the Ashlands give you just don't seem to be worth the Eider for the amount of damage they do. Our honorable mention in the Ashlands is going to be the Mistwalker. A fully upgraded Mistwalker handles pretty much all the Ashlands with ease. It has a slow, which makes being outnumbered easier to handle, and the spirit damage is a nice little cherry on top. And that should conclude all of my recommendations. Just like I said last year, you can main just about any weapon and make it work. The weapons I chose were what I thought would be most efficient for each biome. Keyword is efficient. I don't like to waste resources. Let me know what you like to run. I am always open to new perspectives. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button if this video helped you. As always guys, see you next time. Thanks for watching.